Hi, today's video is all about the Lumix S9, a small, compact, full-frame camera that's exceedingly fun. Now, this is not a new camera by any means, it's about 2 years old at this point, but I was looking for something I could use for traveling. So I wanted something that's a little bit lighter, easy to use, fun to use. It's a small, compact, full-frame camera that I picked up because it was cheap and I wanted something that gave me good quality for photos and video, for travel, or just everyday use when I didn't feel like bringing out my bigger Sony camera. So the Sony cameras are fun to use. Like them a lot, but put a big lens on it and so on, it can be a bit big and bulky. So I was looking for something a little bit smaller, something cheaper that I could just throw in a bag, take with me places and wouldn't have to worry about it so much. After much research, looking at Fuji, smaller Sony cameras and so on, I decided on the S9, mainly because of the price. I got this with the kit lens for almost next to nothing on a deal Wex Photo Video in the UK was doing. I guess quite a few people picked it up on the deal because it was really cheap. You got the camera and you got the 20-60 kit lens. So it's quite a slow kit lens. It's got an aperture of 3.5 to 5.6, but it has got a nice range of 20-60. And one of my favourite lenses on Sony is the Sony 20-70 f4. It does look quite big when you put it on the S9, but it's still pretty small and light. Since then, Panasonic have come out with the 18-40 as well, which is much more compact and lighter. And recently, a lens that's on here now, they've come out with the 40mm f2, which is perfect for this camera. If you look at it here, it's the perfect travel camera size, which is what I want. I also have the Sigma 45mm f2.8, which is also a very light lens. I had that before the 40mm f2 was announced. I think it's a little bit better than the 40mm f2 in some ways, but not so good in other ways. So I'm going to do a comparison about these in the future. So apart from it being cheap, why did I get the S9? It's small, it's light, it can do very good video. The sensor in it's lovely. It's an older sensor. It was used in the A7 III on Sony, but since then it's also been used in a few cameras, such as the S5 II in Lumix, the S9, and also in Blackmagic's Pixel, as well as their Cinema 6K. The colours Blackmagic got out of it are absolutely amazing. But I wanted that light travel camera for photo and video. Also, something else that swayed me, I really like the look of it. The silver and black looks cool. I know obviously you've got companies like Fujifilm do that as well, but it does look really cool. The build on this is not the best. It's not too bad, but there's little things like you can feel the dials move around slightly. Often people complain about the back dial here going wrong as well. There's only a few buttons on there, but I'm going to go over those in a minute. But overall, it's pretty customizable though, and it's fun to use. Something I do wish it had, and you'll see everybody complain about this. Well, not complain, but everyone asks for it, is a viewfinder. If it had a viewfinder on it, it would be absolutely amazing. The screen's good, it articulates, but it's okay, and when you've got a hot, bright summer's day like it is at the moment, it can get very bright and sometimes hard to see the screen. I've also had it a couple of times where I've felt it's close to overheating as well. I've had the overheat warning on. So it's not the best camera for long-term video shooting, but really I don't think that's what it's made for anyway. And if it does start to overheat, you can get things like this Dehancer fan. All you need to do is open up the screen and then clip it into the back like this. That will go into here, and then the fan will run on the back here. And it will keep it cool for a while at least. The battery on those lasts about 20 to 30 minutes, so not too long, but you can actually run it via USB at the same time as well. So not too bad. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I'm finding the usage of it, and then I'll go into the image quality and everything else. On here you've got a few buttons, not many. You've got a selector switch, so you can select your presets, also manual, aperture priority, that kind of thing. Usual things you'll get on a camera. Also, you've got your saved presets. You've got C1, C2, and C3 has actually got 3 presets in C3, so 5 presets altogether. I set C1 as my photography preset, C2 as my general, I'm the UK, so 25p recording, and then I saved my C3 with slow-mo, which is 60mm with a crop, open gate if I ever need it, and also a photography setting, but one where I can use the built-in LUTs. Quick menu option, your play option, your return button and your bin button, and display options as well. An off and on switch, white balance settings, a record button, shutter switch. Got a dial around the shutter switch here. I've set that actually for when I'm in photo mode, so it controls the shutter speed, but you can have it setting to other settings. I think it defaults that it's actually to your aperture. I've changed the settings, so mine now actually come out a little bit different. So in photo mode, I've changed the white balance to animal human detect. Don't really use that too much, but just in case. I've changed the record button. It actually shows my waveform display in video. The reason, again, I've set record to shutter, so I don't really need that. And the LUT button, you can choose different LUTs. You can download LUTs. You can do that on most cameras, but you can actually change them a bit. You can use Panasonic's app, where you can actually use other creators' LUTs, put them on there, or you can create your own. I've had a play around with this. You can see some video examples here where I've used the LUTs. So that's another fun thing you can have on there, is you've got your built-in LUTs for photo and video, so you can get a kind of look you want. Unfortunately though, if you use it in photo, you're going to use JPEGs, you're not actually going to use raw files, so it gives you less after editing. And the same with adding the LUT on to your video files. You won't get that expandable editing you will in a log profile. You can push and pull much more in a log profile, less so with these built-in LUTs. But on the other hand, this is for someone who just wants to go out and film quickly, and that's the whole idea of this camera. So some negative things about this: no viewfinder. The screen is small and it can get a little bit dark sometimes. You can bump up the brightness, but of course that's going to kill your battery life as well, so you've got to get that in between. Something which I've found though is the buttons feel very cheap. I can imagine them breaking. I've also noticed as well, there's a loud noise from the IBIS when I switch it on. I get a slight whirring noise, but I do get a loud whirring noise. Probably won't be able to hear it on the mic there, but I do get a kind of whirring sound when I switch the camera on. It's not so bad. It's just more noticeable than I've ever had on any other cameras. The IBIS sound is loud, and I do notice the IBIS. Even when you've got IBIS turned off, your IBIS is still working because it's clamping the sensor into position. So the sensor floats inside the camera, and when you turn the IBIS off, it clamps it into one space, but it's still working. So you've got that motor going whoa, whoa, whoa sound where it's working all the time. Which is a bit strange, but hey, it is what it is. For the price I paid, I have no real complaints. Image quality is great. As I said, it's the same sensor that's used in the 6K Pixus. It's fun to walk around with. The IBIS is good. Panasonic's famous for that. No complaints there with the IBIS. Yeah. So I'm trying to vlog now. Deliberately wearing sunglasses and a hat. Plus it's hot. And I'm using the inbuilt mics, so it's probably going to be very, very, very windy, but I want to see what it sounds like and if there's any wind cancellation. And this is what it's like doing a walking vlog with my dog there. This is at 20mm and this is at full active stabilization, so it's probably a lot more stable, but as you can probably tell, it's cropped in a lot at 20mm. I'm now recording it at open gate, just to get an idea what this is like, so I can get more of me in frame and reframe it if necessary. This is open gate with active stabilization on. Give you an idea what this looks like, so you can reframe it if necessary. Options you've got, such as having waveform and so on, is great. I don't have waveform on the Sony a7 IV I'm recording now. I can put it on through the app, but that's still through the app. On the other hand, the screen's so small on the S9, even though I can see waveform, I can't really do too much with it because the screen is so small and it takes up a big chunk of the image. But it's good for a quick monitor to see how your settings are. Lots of different record options. You can go for quality, you can go for image sizes, but such as 16:9, open gate, 3:2. There's a big thing about open gate on the internet now. To be honest, I don't really use it. I've done a couple of examples with it, and you sort of see in a minute, and it looks good, though it is 420 for your color grading. So in log it is 420, not 422, so not quite as good quality, you haven't got quite this color range and so on. You can also do higher frame rates, so for 60 frames per second if you want to slow it down for slow motion. I use PAL, so I use either 25p for normal or 50p, so it switches to half speed, and that's pretty good. Though there is a crop, doesn't bother me too much. I got used to that when I was using the A7 IV. I don't mind a slight crop for slow motion, but if you're trying to keep the same framing, I would put it in APS-C mode for both, and then that way you can keep them the same. Its low light performance is pretty good. It's slightly older sensor. I have noticed some noise, but nothing that upsets me too much. Most modern cameras now that have come out with the last few years, I can't see much problems with low light. I can't see any problems with image quality. It's all pretty good. I think now it comes down to more the form factor and what you use the camera for. So if I want a more pro feeling, I'd use the Sony I've got. Nothing against Lumix, they've got the pro models as well, same for them. For something fun, this is an excellent form factor, which gives me excellent results. Apart from overheating, you're gonna get a very professional image quality from it anyway. For a travel vlog camera, I think it's absolutely fantastic. For street photography, I really enjoy it. I've done tons of street photography on this, and you kind of blend in with it. It's not like holding a bigger camera with a bigger lens. Put 40mm f2 on there and just walk around with that. No one bats an eyelid. You just look like a tourist, especially in central London where I take a lot of my pictures. So something going back into Lumix from Sony, I do find the L-mount has a slight lack of smaller lenses for a compact body like this. Fantastic to see that Lumix has released the smaller compact 40mm f2, which is a lens I like, and it's also a focal range I like. For me, that matches perfectly for what I want. It's good for video and street photography, but they haven't got so many light lenses. You do have the eye range from Sigma, such as the 45mm I've got here, but the 45mm is one of the smallest ones. The other ones are a little bit bigger. For example, I have the 24mm here, and you can see the size difference. It's got its lens cap on, so that's not really fair. I'll take that off. Good lens caps on this, they're metal. So that's the 24 to 45 here, and as you can see, there is a huge difference in size. The smaller compact Panasonic one, as you can see here. But overall, would I recommend this camera? Yeah, definitely. For a beginner or someone who wants a light walk around, or they're going on a trip somewhere and they want to bring a small compact camera with them, they don't mind having a viewfinder, this is fantastic. Personally, I prefer to have a viewfinder. Overall, I would 100% recommend this camera. I've had a lot of fun with it, and something I'm going to say a lot with this, it's a really fun camera to use. I like fun. It makes me want to take it out. In fact, it makes me want to take it out more than my Sony if I'm just going to have a quick walk around or just go and visit somewhere quickly. So the Lumix S9 is something I'm going to be using for a long time. I can't see the need to upgrade this. The image is great. You can do up to 6K in open gate. You've got 4K video, that's amazing. I wouldn't use this as a wildlife camera, it's too small for that. The autofocus isn't bad on these, so I would say Lumix is very close to catching up with Sony and Canon for the autofocus. Not quite there yet. Personally, I would still stick with Sony for wildlife and things like that. I do recommend this camera. If you've got any comments, put it in the comment section below. Tell me I'm right or wrong or whatever. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.